Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to install Chargent in your Salesforce org. First thing you want to do is go to appfrontier.com. You go under support and click on installation. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see our PDF for the Chargent Quickstart guide. We can go ahead and open that up in a new tab. And this will give you step-by-step on installation. Now the first two steps are going to be on our site here. Step 1 is going to be to download the base package in either production or sandbox. We do recommend installing it in sandbox first. That way you can test with data that is test data, not necessarily live data. And then you're going to go ahead, after you do that, you're going to select step 2. You're going to install one of the following packages. We only recommend installing one of these because each one creates a new transaction object which could interfere with each other. Again, we recommend installing it in sandbox, testing it out before you actually push it to production. So we're going to go ahead and install. I'm going to install this in production since I've already got a production org set up. So we're going to click on that. And you're going to see three options load. Like any other app from the App Exchange with Salesforce, you're going to have the options to install for admin only, install for all users, or install for specific profiles. We recommend installing it for all users because the only people who are going to have access to see Chargent are going to be people that you have licensed to see Chargent after you install it. If you install it for admins only and you want somebody else to have access, you then have to go through and give that profile all of these permissions to all of the fields, all of the objects, all of that. So we recommend just installing it for all users. It just makes it easier afterwards. So this here is going to take a little while to install. What'll happen is you'll get the message saying that they'll email you when it's done installing. We can go ahead and go to appfrontier.com again, and we can install the transaction package. And we're going to go ahead and install Chargent Orders. Now the difference between them, Chargent Orders is its own custom object. So the page layouts are already going to be populated with all the right buttons for charging, authorizing, void, refunds, all of that. If you want to be able to charge your customers off your opportunities, then you'd want to install opportunities. Same thing with cases. But for today's demo, we're going to go ahead and install Chargent Orders. Let's go back and check on the installed package. Upgrade is complete. We can go ahead and say done. And we're going to go ahead and install this one here for all users. And we're going to go ahead and wait for that to update and install. And once you have that installed, we're going to go ahead and click done here. It looks like it's taking a little bit longer than expected, and we're going to go ahead and receive an email as soon as that's installed. So once you verify that you have both packages installed, you're going to want to set up your gateway. And to do that, we're going to go under the apps here. We're going to look for gateways, and we're going to click on that. I'm going to use Stripe as an example today, but you can essentially use any of the gateways that we have listed on our website. We're going to go ahead and choose Stripe and choose Next. What we're going to do is go back to appfrontier.com, back under Support, and we're going to go to Documentation, and then we're going to go to Gateway Setup. The fields that Chargent has in Salesforce when you're setting up your gateway are going to be your merchant ID, merchant security key, merchant reference key, and the transaction security key. Some gateways require all of these fields. For example, AvitaPay here, you would need to use the transaction security key in Salesforce. For Stripe, we just need, it looks like if you're using test data and you're in Sandbox, you're going to use the test secret key. Same thing, it's going to be the same one for the merchant security key. We're going to log into our Stripe Sandbox account, or the Stripe account to begin with, because you can get the information both for live data and for test. So you click on View Test Data, go under API Key, and here we have our secret key. We're going to go ahead and copy this, and go back to our gateway setup, and we're going to choose a gateway name. We're going to say Stripe Test, and we're going to go by the mapping, and the merchant ID requires that, as well as the merchant security key. Over here you have different options for your gateway settings. You can use tokenization. If you wanted to clear the credit card information after a successful charge or after all transactions, you could set that. As we scroll down, we're going to choose which types of cards we want to accept. We're going to choose the currency that we want to accept. And then if you're using our payment request feature, you can choose the different options to have on payment requests. On the bottom, you're going to also include what you want with those payment requests. If you want credit card and e-check or ACH, you could choose what shows up on the payment request, the charge button, authorize button, or update token. You can choose the charge amount behavior, which is either the amount from the opportunity or case. I leave it blank because it allows you to go by the Chargent order. So we're going to go ahead and save that. And that's how easy it is for setting up your gateway. Now let's go to an actual Chargent order, and we're going to go ahead and click on Chargent orders, and we're going to go ahead and create a brand new one. So let's click on new. We're going to choose the account. If you have a subtotal tax shipping amount, you can use that. Otherwise, you can enter in a specific amount in your charge amount field. So if we put $50 here, you want to make sure that you click the manual charge box, because that's going to determine that you want this amount charged here rather than the balance due, which is going to be the default if that's unchecked. So we're going to go ahead and choose the gateway. There's the Stripe test that we created. If you have a payment method, we're going to say credit card. We'll scroll down. We're going to have recurring billing options, once or weekly or monthly, whatever your recurring schedule wants to be. Payment status would be recurring, and you can fill in the rest of this for your recurring information. But for today's demo and the installation, we're just going to go ahead and just use a one-time payment. If your gateway is set up to require the billing information, you can fill this out. We're going to go ahead and say San Francisco, California. Okay, and then down here we're going to have the credit card information. We're going to go ahead and choose a Visa. Stripe and other gateways will have specific test card data that you can add. I'm going to go ahead and say 2020, and then the last 4 digits. We're going to say 1111. Let's go ahead and save that. Chargent order was created successfully. We have all the information here. Charge amount field, this is what gets sent to the gateway. So if you ever see any errors with the amount, you always want to check that. And then we can come up here, click on charge. If you require the security code, you may want to enter that in there. We're just going to use a code of 123. Click charge. And there you go, it shows that it was approved. If you have any questions, you can email support@appfrontier.com or give us a call at 415-275-1115. Thanks a lot. Bye.